it tacked up here. I'm gonna get ready to throw some tacks in here. Just got it all squared up. Looking pretty good. So, yeah, like I said, just gonna throw a couple of tacks, 70-18, 1/8" rod, running about 125 amps, maybe 130 amps, and tack it, then come back and just weld it out. I'll probably totally pooch it because I'm a little rusty right now. This is a neat little trick, in case you guys didn't know it. That's what that screw's there for. All right, guys, figured try to get a close-up of these welds. This is my first side. This is where I started. It was a little cold up here. Second side, I turned up the ampere. I went up to 130 amps. It laid in there a little better. So those welds aren't going anywhere, and should last the life of that machine anyway. All right, guys, so here's the next setup. Just getting ready to weld these side plates on here like this, like they have on here. Just gonna do on here. I cheated my plate a little further down because this hole was so close to that outside edge there. I wanted to have a little more meat on this one. So I cheated mine down a little bit. So that's what it looks like. Not too bad, boys. Not too bad. Alright guys, so here's the next setup. Just got these guys level and the plates where they need to be. And all right, guys, so it is on. Lines up pretty good. These are gonna these pins that we made are gonna require a little bit of modification. It moved a little bit when we welded it. This is all mild steel, so these go in, but they don't necessarily like fly in, right? So we're gonna have to just turn the diameter down here on this a little bit, and there is a little bit of a burr on the inside of this channel as well. And then on this side, this is an error, okay? This upright was welded on, this should actually have been on that side and vice versa. So it's going to require a little bit of modification. We actually may even have to make a new pin, but that's kind of just small fine tuning stuff. Bulk of it is done. So pretty happy with that. Looking pretty good here. Everything lined up pretty good. And like I said, for the very small, very minute modifications that I do have to make, I'm not upset at all, right? All right, guys, so I figured I'd show you this part. So this part on the back right here is a depth stop, and it's got these rods that thread into the back of the casting. And truly, these threads are pretty well shot where these rods run into the casting. They're pretty much toast. I mean, they're maybe half good, right? So, and truly, I'm not going to be making production parts, right? So I'm not going to be, you know, making 10 by 5 squares at a time for some kind of production job. So I'm not going to even, and not to mention, this thing is going to be going right there between those two lolly columns by the drill press. So the less stick out in the back I have, the better. I'm running out of room here. So I'm not going to run this. I'll keep it. I'll clean it up a little bit and I'll paint it when I paint everything else, but I'm not going to keep it on the machine. So yeah. All right, guys, so now I'm going to start to focus on these sort of pedal pieces. They're in fairly good shape. I think these threads, we got to figure out what's going on with this, because when I took it out, whatever this is, whatever 3/8 bolt that they have in here, I don't think they re-tapped it. I think they just jammed the bolt in there. I'm not 100% sure, but get that out, check those threads out, drill it out, clean it up, do whatever we need to do to fix that. Right, so this thing's turning out really hard, and it looks kind of gummy, so I think that there's probably Loctite on it. It makes sense. What is going on down in there? Yeah, so I think there's just Loctite on these threads right here. That looks just like Loctite or whatever. So I am gonna run a tap down in there. Oh no, I don't know. I'm gonna run a tap down in there and see what we get. It looks pretty beat up. No, I don't think so. It looks like it was tapped crooked. And I don't know, we're gonna have to rescue that with the next size up, like, because there's threads on this side, but there's no threads on this side. So I think this was probably tapped. Somebody, whoever put this in, tapped that crooked. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to step it up to the next size up, like half 13 maybe, half inch, 13 threads per inch. I don't know if it'll hold it. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. All right, guys. Yeah, so this is a 3/8 16 piece of all thread, and on first inspection, it looks good, right? And it flies in there. But the problem is, those threads are stripped out, right? There's no way there should be that much wiggle in there. So I'm gonna have to drill out for a 1/2 by 13 thread screw. Problem is, it's going to get me close. It's going to get me close to that outside diameter. I don't really want to do it, but I don't really have much of a choice. The only other thing I could do is I could press a plug in here and then re-drill it. Drill this out, press a plug, and then drill and tap that for like something like this. But I really don't want to have to do that, so I'm going to try to chintz out and drill this out and then re-tap it. I absolutely despise cast iron chips. They are evil, man. Evil. These require a vacuum. I will not blow these chips around the shop because of evil. Dr. Evil. Like the druids of evil. Alright. Let's fucking tap this. Good God, man. I got gloves on. Ouch. Okay. Try to give you guys a look down in there. Not sure if you're going to see anything, but oh, that's a pretty good view right there. So we got some good threads in there now. Let's just test it out. I don't know, these might be 1/2 inch. Yeah, okay. Alright, so that's how a thread is supposed to be, tight like that. So alright, now we're gonna have to make a part. Maybe I can use a 1/2 inch bolt. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 1/2 inch bolt and put it in the lathe and turn down a little peg, because on the rod that this goes into, there's a little divot. So we'll make a little spot that'll engage that divot on that pedal rod. So this is kind of a neat tool these truckers have. So I don't have to make a point forming tool. I can set this to whatever angle I want and cut the angle with it. So the way it's set up, I have a right-handed boring bar in there now. I do have a left-handed one, but I'm not going to switch it out because I don't want to put the insert on it. But I just turn in reverse. Come back on X a little bit. And boom, we get a taper. Come in, come back on X a little bit. Lock the carriage this time. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. And boom, we got a taper. Kind of a neat tool. Okay, so new threads in our pedal here, and now we got our taper, and so this should just fly together now, like it does. So nice taper, and that's going to fit down. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that, but we'll get some close-ups when I go to put it together. All right, boys, closer and closer here. We got the new springs just hooked up to the pedals now. It's pretty good. So it's all still pretty loose for us. Everything's still pretty loose, but you get the idea. So closer and closer, just getting ready to do some final touches. Okay, boys, let's have a look around and see what we've done so far. We're pretty close here. Pretty well all set on this part here. Got the pedals installed with the new sort of hangers. Those are looking real good. Motor mount's in good shape. The belt's no longer deflected. We got the pulleys exactly where we need them. Got all the clutch components done. We got the pins back here that hold the blade done. So I think now I just got to work on this cowling, right, that covers this this flywheel and belt and pulley system. So the cowling that they had on there was not in that bad a shape, and I'm going to try to reuse it. The frame is right here. That's what the frame looks like. And because we changed the motor mount and moved some things around, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use this. I'd like to reuse it. It sort of goes something like this somewhere. So we'll see about that. And then the actual cowling itself is right here. And it's just sheet metal, but it's not bad. Not in that bad a shape at all. So clean that up and reuse it, and then see if we can make this frame work. And then the last thing we'll do is we'll have to go up into the wood shop and cut our 2x6 for the pedal. And yeah. All right, guys, so here's the preliminary fit of the Fender. Not bad. It's a little cattywampus on there. It bangs into the motor right here, so we're going to take it back. Take a little meat out of here. But it's not, you know, super tightened down either, so I do have a little wiggle room. But this is definitely going to have to get pushed back. And not bad for not having to refabricate that whole thing. I think we can make what's there work. Clean it up, obviously, clean it up a bunch, you know, get it so it sits in there nicely. But yeah, really close here, boys, really close. We'll make a trip up to the wood shop. But first, let's measure across here. So it's 45 1/4 to the outside. Little sneak peek, got the CNC router up and running. There's going to be some CNC router projects coming up. That's just a sneak peek for you guys that are watching my videos. All right, boys, so we didn't have any wood, but I did have a 1/2 inch angle that aluminum angle that I cut one of the legs off here, and you can just see it looks there. It looks pretty good there. I left a 1/2-inch toe kick on the back when I cut that leg off, but that's going to work out real well. We just need to drill the holes and bolt it down. But almost done. Just need to do a little bit of fine tuning. I need to go around and fix all the little grease, the Zerk grease fittings that are snapped off or completely missing. I'd like to put some on these guys, couple on there, and some other places where they're snapped off, but we're almost there. So probably going to be painting in the next couple of days here. So that's what it looks like so far, guys. It's coming out real good. I'm really happy with it. So that's it. Stay tuned. I appreciate everybody watching and everybody commenting and liking the videos. I really appreciate it. So thank you for that, and stay tuned to see what happens next.